Bet365 market update for race 5, and we've got Chabris as a favourite, a $4 favourite in race number 5 from Fine Dane, who's got very good form for this Nomathage at $6.50, with Singular Sensational at the same game. Legend of Condor at $7.50. And we start with horse number 7, Fine Dane. John and Patrick Maloney, the combination. They're yet to miss a place in 3 starts and close behind some good ones in his last 2.
Yeah, you mentioned the strong form lines, Dave. Should have beaten a horse called Beauty last time. Was actually a $1.75 favourite to win that race. Winner then won again. Of course, Minnie Valley Cox Plate Day. Wide, yet challenged a horse called Written by Pryor. And he's just been beaten narrowly in a Group 1 Coolmore.
Jane, how does he look?
Well, he's a really nice athletic horse, and he usually moves quite well in the yard when he's walking. He's been on the toes since he walked into here, but he is a horse that has been quite professional early on in his career in the yard, not so much on the track. And I think the big occasion we will have to watch him, because he does look a little on edge, but he's a lovely individual.
We head to the top weight, number 1, Nomathage, Lindsay Park, Jim Crowley, a well-bred Snitzel filly, $420,000 Magic Millions buy.
Yeah, well, she's unbeaten here at Flemington. She resumes today. She beat Rainier and Sunlight on debut. Some good scalps there. It's just not easy giving weight to males. That's a query, and she's never seen wet.
It's not a robust filly either. She's quite lightly framed, but she's showing no signs of freshness, and she can have a sweat from time to time. So she's made a good return. She comes to hand really quickly, and she looks forward enough to be competitive here.
That is horse number 1, Nomathage, and we go to Legend of Condor. Number 3 is the next for summation. Number 2, sorry, Heaven's Deal, Richard Jolly and Chantel Jolly. Jake Toeroke rides, and she was a strong last start winner in Adelaide.
Yeah, agree. Look, she's again at the top of the weights, giving weight to the boys. I thought she faded first up, but probably raced a little bit too keen. Then last start, second up Adelaide, she won and won well, and ran useful time there too. So she's handled soft ground in the past, and has a case for sure.
A $23,000 Adelaide Magic Millions buy. Number 3, Legend of Condor, Gerald Ryan, Brett Preble. She draws in, and this colt improved sharply last start.
Yeah, on to better than heavy ground last time, and ran home well in the best part of the track to Diplomatico. Look, that horse was well beaten in the Coolmore, but I do feel this horse is better on this improving surface. Ran a great race fresh to Sandbar, which is good form. Back to 1,000 metres inside draw. They're queries as well.
He's a solid individual. He continues to let down and fill out. He's got a really good hind quarter on him that you like to see in a speed horse, and he does look quick. Really settled in the yard for his first run at Flemington. He is having a small sweat, but don't know enough about him to know if this is typical behaviour.
We move to number 8, Singular Sensation. Tony Gollan, Michael Walker drawn out and unbeaten in 2 starts in Queensland.
Yeah, I think she's pretty smart. She actually tried really well at home. Unbeaten, as you've touched on, brilliant in both wins in the first prep. Interestingly, in the latest win, she ran home in similar splits on the day to a pretty smart older mare, a group class mare in Winter Bride.
She's a good-looking horse, there's no doubt about that. She's a filly that takes the eye in the yard. Really quite mature, but has been given time. We haven't seen her on a racetrack for nearly 12 months. She looks in pretty good shape. She's got some good muscle definition down her shoulder and across her hind quarter, despite being fresh up. She's not sweating. She's taking everything in her stride.
$250,000 at Magic Millions. That filly cost. Sonic Deed, Michelle Payne trains and rides as daughter of Nakoni.
She found all sorts of trouble first up. Forget that happened. Her only other second up run was a win in a 2-year-old maiden at Pakenham, wins 60-1.
Okay, that is Sonic Deed. We move to horse number 10, Feared Eyes, David Brightoak, Andrew Mallon. Impressive maiden winner on debut at Ballarat.
Liked the trial before said debut in. Worth noting, second and third were well back to beat her as well.
She's a really nice filly, probably a little bit better in behind than she is in front in this point of time, but I thought again she was a horse that was handling the condition well. She's just wandered round since she walked in here, and she does wear the red earmuff, so she might be a little bit predisposed to getting a little bit warm, but she's doing well at this point in time.
Number 11, another Champs, Levi Kavanagh, Stephen Baster, a Zoo Star filly who led all the way last start.
He was wide on debut prior to that on soft ground, so that was a figure job. Went to Tatura, led and won well. Beat a horse called Canned Heat, who came out and won.
Number 12 is Extreme Pride, Murray Johnson, Jordan Childs. Second race day start for this daughter of I Am Invincible.
Moral in a maiden. Thought it was a good run behind Shark in the Water last time, and that race rated highly. Trifecta hope here.
a $320,000 Magic Millions Gold Coast Spy. Cyclonite is horse number 4. Scott Singleton trains from Hawkesbury. Ty England in the saddle.
3 wins, best of those are Class 2 at Hawkesbury, but did run good time doing it. It was first up last prep and then collared late Newcastle last time. Others ahead.
Chabris in the market, number 6. Peter and Paul Snowden. Kerry McAvoy draws the outside.
Yeah, soft winner first up in the maiden, went straight to a 70 and battled really hard at Warwick Farm behind a horse called Esperance, who went on to win in Saturday grade. Unforgiving last run when had all sorts of issues.
The stable present their horses in immaculate order. He's no exception. Lovely colt. He's well put together. He's not over heavy, and he's got a beautiful rich colour to his coat. Parading in top order.
Yeah, Chabris looking good for the Snowdens and Kerry McAvoy. Horse number 6 in race 5. As we look at the field and go to your tips for the 5th.
Look, it's not an easy assignment. At the top of the field, you have fillies giving weight to the boys, but they're well performed. You've got some emerging form lines and some maiden winners, so not easy. I've gravitated to Fine Dane. I like the beauty form and to a greater extent the written by form. Legend of Condor is well and truly good enough. I'm worried about the inside draw though. And this Singular Sensation, I'd love to see a market lead. I liked the trial. I think she's smart. Okay,
you've got a chorus of racing.com experts with you. Gator, Ben, BZ and Matt, all with Fine Dane. And
about to join the line with Kerry McAvoy aboard. There's going in Sonic Deed, trained and ridden by Michelle Payne. And Chabris coming along to the outside to complete the line. And they're ready for the Flemington Fling. Ready at the 1,000 metres. And racing immediately. Legend of Condor from barrier number 2 jumped away well. What direction are they going in here? I think they're all going to come to the outside by the looks of it. Cyclonite began quickly with also Fine Dane, and also Heaven's Deal is trying to come across. Cyclonite found the outside rail first from Fine Dane, Heaven's Deal, Nomathage, and also Feared Eyes. Singular Sensation and Chabris behind those horses. There's 3 virtually along the outside fence, and the rest of them are in a pack towards the middle of the track. Heaven's Deal might just lead them over there. They were followed by Sonic Deed and well back another Champs and also Extreme Pride. So with 300 metres to go across the track, it's Heaven's Deal just in front of Feared Eyes, Legend of Condor. Nomathage trying to wind up. Fine Dane under the whip, and then came Chabris. So at the 200 metres, it's Legend of Condor just in front of Feared Eyes and Heaven's Deal. Legend of Condor at the 100 from Feared Eyes trying to pick it up. Legend of Condor is fighting. Legend of Condor has won it from Feared Eyes. Third a photo, Heaven's Deal of Fine Dane, then Sonic Deed and Chabris. Then came Nomathage, and further back Singular Sensation, Cyclonite, Extreme Pride, and at the back of the field was another Champs.
Oh, it's great to see the champion jockey Brett Preble back in the winners list here at Flemington. He's had a phenomenal record over the years riding at this carnival, and didn't he love that? Number 3, Legend of Condor, Gerald Ryan and Brett Preble, the son of Not a Single Doubt, proving too good for the 10 Feared Eyes. Trained by David Brightoak, Andrew Mallion in the saddle. And third, it's a photo between the 2 Heaven's Deal and also the 7 Fine Dane. We'll get information through shortly on that. But David Gately, Brett Preble's ridden a lot of big race winners in his career, but he certainly loved that one.
He did love that one. I had to check the prize money again. I thought maybe it was worth $5 million, 120,000. No, good luck to him, Brett. I think he rode the horse beautifully. I mean, he drew inside, and he ended up getting up the middle of the track, but nice cover off the back of those leaders who all had to face the breeze. Then he just peeled off inside them and finished too well. Look, he's a handy horse. Got former Lean Mean Machine and Sandbar in Sydney. Back at 1,000 metres today. Was it too sharp? No. He was able to surge over the top of them and win well. Feared Eyes was good as well because he had to face the breeze a bit as well, and Heaven's Deal measured up well. Fine Dane's a work in progress, Shane, but he's a nice horse.
Right, 58-51. That's not too bad considering all of the rain that we've had throughout the morning. But as I said, Brett Preble is a superstar jockey. He's won a Melbourne Cup in the past. He's back in Australia after a lengthy and highly successful career. Courtesy of Lucrative Super, here he is with Chris Simons.
Well, Brett Preble, this is a day that you're very familiar with. You got pretty boisterous over the line. Yeah, I love it. You know, it's been a long time since I rode a win. I've had some time off and a few hurdles to get over, but now I'm back and back in the winner's enclosure. Tell us a little bit about your hurdles. You've come back from Hong Kong where you were very successful for a number of years. Are you going to base yourself here in Victoria, or I've seen you've been riding in New South Wales also?
Yeah, we'll go anywhere Chrissy wears a fast horse, but I base myself here. My kids, Thomas and George, are here, and I'll send a cheer out to them. I'm Tommy and George, I love you kids.
And you're done for the day now, so what's the plan for Brett Preble? See if I can get it right on Kevin. Well done.
Blake Ryan joins me, the son of Gerald and part of the team, and that must give you a lot of satisfaction, mate.
It does, Richo, you know, to get a winner on Melbourne Cup Day, and for Sunstud, you know, the Chings have got nearly 20 horses in the place, so you've got to get results for them, and it's just fantastic, you know, the team that worked really hard, and Sterling at home's done a lot with this horse, and you know, sort of, we're a bit worried when the rain came, but Brett walked out and he said, it's not as bad as it was at Randwick the other day, so he was really confident, and that really helped, and it's good for the horse, you know, good for the connections and good for the horse.
Yeah, you were concerned about a wet track because he doesn't handle a wet track, so this track is a remarkable surface. I mean, I'm calling you a Victorian, you're a proud Victorian, this is a remarkable track.
It is, you know, it's always drained really well. Like one thing we were talking at the Caulfield this morning, you know, you'd rather be here getting this rain than most other places, but you know, it's great. Brett and the team, we go back a long way, so no, really excited and really happy.
And he's a nice colt. We might see a really nice colt when we get to the autumn.
He is. He's been his own worst enemy a little bit. You know, he won on debut, and then we sort of banged him out the gates a few times trying to get him to a slipper, and he over-raced and didn't know how to come back and travel. But Brett gets along really well with him, and he just said today, he said, I'll just be happy. Instead of dragging him back all the time, we'll just be happy. And he said we'd have a bit of fun, so he was right.
Well done. Pickle pal.
Thanks,
beautiful.
Mate.
Good stuff.
David Bright Oak saddled up, feared eyes. David went so close there, but what a terrific run.
Yeah, terrific run. Only a second lifetime run, and she was exposed there for a fair while. She really was tough. I actually said before I thought the Lope de Vega factor would get her through the ground, but great filly and beaten by a good horse.
What are your plans with her down the track?
I'll have a look at her. I'd say it's probably rest time now.
All right, thanks, David.
Thank you.
There's David Bright Oak. We're just getting news through. The track has been upgraded here at Flemington. We're now back into the soft 7 range. Unbelievable.
It is that. A remarkable track, Pete. This is a handy horse, this Legend of Condor. I guess the query today was he's drawn in, and they're going to head to the outside, but Brett Preble handed him beautifully. Got nice cover just off the speed inside them.
Yeah, he used the leaders very well, didn't he? And just went back to the inside when he needed to at the death and did a good job. You know, he brought the best form lines in, that Sandbar, Lead Mean Machine form, even Cesar and Diplomatico. Those horses all went round in the Coolmore on Saturday, and this was obviously a significant drop back there. Credit to the second filly, she faced the breeze all the way, and only a second start in a race, the Lope de Vega filly, feared eyes, so certainly a future there for her, and I wouldn't drop off Fine Dane. He's raced consistent, he's 4 starts this prep, and he's going to be a lovely young horse come the autumn, but all honours with the winner and all honours to Flemington track. An upgrade. We were fearing we'd be sitting at home on our couch by now 2 hours ago, and we've just seen the track get upgraded. That's phenomenal, and congratulations to young Liam and his team here. They've done a tremendous job to get that surface water away, and you know, there's a chance we could be on a 6-come cup time.
Yeah, true enough. And look, we did give credit to the third filly here. You touched on her. She's given weight to the boys, and she's battled on really well. I thought Fane Dane is definitely a work in progress. So you looked at all at sea up the straight tomorrow. Yeah, well, you just don't know, though. They do or they don't handle it. And Preble, being a master here at Flemington for a couple of decades now, he just used that leading bunch and just bounced off their back. His horse, no exposure to it either, but used the rest of the field and just dive back to the inside when he needed to. And these young horses naturally gravitate to the inside anyhow, so that probably aided his cause as well. Indeed, I think the winner was a little more professional than a couple of the others, but I wouldn't drop off a few of them. They've clearly got some upside. All right, Brent Zarafa's in the pre-parade. Brent.
Well, down here in the pre-parade, all the international trained horses in the Lexus Melbourne Cup are side by side. And behind us, you can see the favourite, Yucatan, is just starting to get ready. He's alongside his stablemates in Rostropovich and Cliffs of Moor. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of people down here to take a look at these horses, but we're not too far away from them being saddled up and getting to start warm-up for the big one today, the Lexus Melbourne Cup.